I'm sorry, I feel like a very poor visitor. I have no Portuguese. And in Ireland, sometimes we Irish speak too quickly. So I am conscious of the time, but I will also hopefully speak slow that you understand what I say. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be here today. I had the pleasure of meeting some of you and some colleagues when you visited Ireland a couple of weeks ago. And I hope to share with you some examples of opportunities and challenges we face in tourism education and some ways we can get around those opportunities to make this successful for us. Okay. As Eduardo said, I work in GMIT, Galway Mayo Institute of Technology. We are located on the west coast of Ireland. And as an institute, we are committed to the personal and professional enrichment of our students, the needs of the region, national priorities, and global opportunities. So very much like the polytechnics here in Portugal, the regional need is very important to all that we do. We also happen to be the only Institute of Technology that has won the Sunday Times Institute of Technology of the Year on 3 occasions. As you can see from this small map, we are a multi-campus institute. We have 5 campuses and 2 are in extremely remote locations. So we face this challenge, but we also see this as an opportunity. As I said, we have 5 campuses with over 6,000 students. And the first campus on the left is the Galway campus, and this is our main campus. In Galway, we have 2, the headquarters and also the New Galway School of Design and Creative Arts. So we have many disciplines similar to you here in Portugal. The second campus is our Mayo campus, which is a small town north of Galway, approximately 80 kilometres. And this campus is predominantly our health sciences campus. It is located beside a university hospital, so we have an opportunity through our nursing programs to collaborate with the hospital partnership. The next campus is in a very remote location, but almost as beautiful as Monsanto. It is in Connemara, which is an area of distinct natural beauty, and this campus is the National Centre for Excellence in Furniture Design in Ireland. It is the only national centre of excellence, and the work that the students produce on this campus can be found in the home of the President of Ireland and many leading dignitaries. The work is simply exquisite. And this campus, while small, collaborates with many partners, as do our others, but particularly furniture design is a very specific skill and area. The last campus is also in a rural location in East Galway, and it's called Mount Bellew. This is our agricultural campus. So we focus mainly on rural enterprise, agribusiness, and environmental management here. So, when we look at the opportunities around tourism education, I wanted to be clear that everybody understood what we mean by tourism education, because the phraseology is a little different around the world. When we speak about tourism education, we're talking about hospitality, hotel management, culinary arts, tourism, event management, bar and restaurant, all of those different disciplines. And as you can see from that small graph, the tourism industry continues to expand and is a very significant employer and industry in many countries, not least in Europe. And part of our success, and we have had many successes, is around collaboration, something I will talk about next. As we all know, the tourism industry is a global industry and growing very quickly. And you can see in parts of the world where tourism continues to grow that perhaps local infrastructure is not ready or able to keep up with this development. As we all know, tourism has far-reaching economic and environmental impacts across the world. But as educators, we don't not only need to engage with this development, we need to be one step ahead. I believe, based on my experience in Ireland and in other countries, if we collaborate and work together, we can shape the tourism industry and we can assist the tourism industry with not only having a ready workforce, but with also having other collaborative projects like R&D that we can take our applied learning and applied knowledge and make this a really significant collaboration. So where do we start? From our perspective, one of the most important areas we have to begin with is to look at programme development and curriculum design. I don't know about Portugal, but in Ireland, we have many great faculty working with us. But sometimes programme design is overlooked because programme boards, these are members of the team, will decide, oh, we must teach my subject. My subject is very important. And then you have lots of people with lots of important subjects. So we always ask colleagues to wait and look at the programme development. Why do we want to develop new programmes? Or are the current programmes we have good enough? And we found very good solutions to deal with this. In Portugal, I don't know how you develop programmes, but let me tell you something we've done in Ireland now for 10 years, and particularly in tourism education. We collaborate with external and internal stakeholders. This is key to our development, and this is key to our success. Our external stakeholders are our industry partners. Some external stakeholders may also be our government partners at national level and local. Another external stakeholder is the National Tourism State Authority for Tourism. This is Fáilte, Ireland. So every country has a national tourism authority. Internal stakeholders may be our students and other faculty, not just those teaching in the hotel school, because you know disciplines are far-reaching across schools. Another external stakeholder that is very important to programme development are our graduates. And in the Institutes of Technology in Ireland, we do not have a formal alumni network. This is a weakness in our system. But we do find ways to connect and collaborate with our graduates. I cannot overemphasize the importance of engaging with our industry partners. It is key to our success. And the last point on that slide, I will explain something we did that for me was a very small development, but has been very significant. When I joined the Institute, it was the end of 2007, and the school had many work placement activities. Some were internships, some were work placement. It was the same type of work. Our institute is a very young institute. We only opened in 1972. But the very first degree in Ireland in hotel management came from our school. So we have a very proud and strong tradition with this discipline. When I came to the college, one of the first things I noticed was work placement in our school was very popular, but it wasn't very structured. And that is not a criticism of my colleagues. They had done a great job. But there was a lot of ad hoc. And by ad hoc, I mean there was different approaches to different programs. So one of the first things we did was I opened the Links office, Links. So links in English means you're connecting with people, connecting with industry, connecting with other partners. The Links office is now an office that is our direct interface with our industry partners. I'm very lucky. Ireland is a small island. We only have a population of 5 million people. And I can tell you, my phone never stops ringing. But now people do not have to ring me or ring somebody else if they wish to come, if they wish to find staff. They directly connect with our Links office. So our Links office manages the work placement activity. They work with all the faculty around the academic quality of the work placement activity, and they also work with our industry partners. So if you are a member of industry, if you're a hotelier or a restaurateur, you don't have to ring numerous people to advertise a job or to find staff. This is like a one-stop shop. This has been a really great success because it is a continuous interface. We work with our industry partners around work placement, we work with them on programme development, we work with them on curriculum design. When we decide how we want to develop a programme, our industry partners, hoteliers, restaurateurs, chefs, owners, they sit in the room with us. We have those really difficult conversations because sometimes a restaurateur does not understand the challenges we face as educators and the maybe limited resources we have. We do not have endless amounts of hours or endless amounts of money. So it's fantastic to be able to explain to them, we only have this number of hours, this is what we can teach. But this is also a very good time as educators to remind ourselves, we cannot teach everything. So what's really critically important about our programmes is that we agree what our programme should look like. But what we must think about is the fact that all of our learners must take independent learning. Students must engage with the reading material outside the classroom. And sometimes, my colleagues in Ireland, we find that transition hard because students are traditionally, not exclusively, but traditionally coming to us from high school. So they come from high school into higher education. And sometimes in high school, all of the information is provided to them. So we are trying to change, we're trying to break a cycle where we're asking them to go and learn on their own. And then also they come to class as well. This has worked for us, but the Links office has been crucial to the success. The Links office is one model, and it is now being used in Ireland as an example of good practice by our government and our new national skills strategy. And as an institute, we have now developed a new model where we hope to have a similar idea to the Links office across the institute. Because in our school, we have a very, very unique experience. Every programme we offer, and we have 14 programmes at undergrad and postgrad level. Every programme has a work placement activity in year 1 and year 2. And the year 2 activity is for 30 weeks, half a year. So they may start in June, which is normally a summer holiday, but I always tell hotel students we don't really do summer holidays, and they accept that. But they start in June and they go until December. And this is really important because when these students graduate from our school, the industry partners know the programme, they understand the programme, but they also understand these students have very significant work placement. Very often our students have jobs before they ever take final exams. Now I must stress our students are not extra special. They're like all students. Okay, they want to find reasons not to go on work placement. They want to find reasons to stay at home and live close to their mum so they don't have too many expenses. But we actively encourage, in fact, most of our programmes, international work placement is mandatory. Now that international work placement can be in Europe, it can be in the USA, it can be in the Middle East. But when we set up the Links office, we set up a model where all of our industry partners are approved. This is really important because it's not acceptable to ask an industry partner, a restaurateur, a hotelier, simply to take a student. if we cannot be fully confident they can meet the needs of the student. Because all of our students who undertake work placement, it is part of their degree. It is accredited learning. I have to tell you, we've been doing it now for 9 years. We started this in 2008. We've been doing work placement for a long time. It's been really successful. But it's also been it's been key to us developing a very strong relationship with our industry partners. So I would say collaboration with industry is critically important because it will make a difference. Also, because of this type of activity, because of this engagement, we have found many R&D opportunities. Our industry partners will come to us with potential opportunities. Sometimes there's some funding, sometimes not. But we should also remember that most of our industry partners are connected to HOTREC, the European body for the hotel industry. And this body is always looking for potential projects. So I think it's a really good way to start that engagement and to start some simple applied R&D projects, and it will grow from there. In terms of challenges, we have lots of them. And sometimes people say to me, I'm incredibly optimistic. But I always think there's a lot of people who are very pessimistic. So why join that team? So my philosophy is very simple. As the head of the school, I identify potential barriers and I try to remove them. So teams can progress with development, and that is really quite important.
5 minutes.
Okay. In terms of taking those first steps, it's important to look at the relationship with industry. It's important to see how they can benefit from this relationship. And of course, it's important to see how your institute can benefit as well. A lot of people will say to me, I'm very busy, I'm teaching many hours. I understand in Portugal, your teachers are teaching maybe 12 hours per week. In Ireland, it's 16 to 18 hours per week. It varies from country to country, but this is something that your institute can benefit from, your polytechnic, because I've seen it happen in many countries, not just Ireland. In terms of resources, sometimes people will say we don't have enough money, we don't have enough human resources. But this is where I think collaboration is really important, and I'll show you this on the next slide. In terms of communication, this is key. If we can find ways to continually communicate and speak to each other and reach out, we have many opportunities in which we can resolve some of these challenges. In terms of collaboration and engagement, I would say your industry partners are the first group of people you may want to engage with. Secondly, look at Erasmus+. There are numerous opportunities to engage there. Through a visit by Eduardo and some of your colleagues a couple of weeks ago, I had the privilege of visiting some polytechnics yesterday. There is real opportunity to engage here with other partners, and they may be able to find ways which we can help each other. Your graduates are a really key part of this process. They can help you with this development, and they can help you communicate the very positive message. I would say finally, technology is key to making this happen. So very often people say, oh, I want to come visit, and we all want to visit each other, and that's great, but this is a busy time of year for you, for everybody. We can use technology to make this easier. We can use technology to make it work for all of us. My last point on my last slide is very simply, this is all about collaboration. This is about working with each other. This is working with industry partners. Our industry partners have so many resources in terms of wanting to work with us. I think collaboratively we can make a difference. We have started to do this in Ireland. I did this when I worked in China. We did this when we worked in Switzerland. I also did it in the UK. I think it's a very straightforward process, but it's one that can make a big difference for the students and of course for you as well. Thank you very much.
Cait, you have a long experience of schools, hotel schools. How do you see their role in your model, in your school?
Within our school, thank you. Within our school, we're very lucky. Our school is very well established. And we're very established because we were the first degree in hotel management in Ireland. However, there are many challenges. And in Ireland, I'm sure you're very aware, we've been through a very significant recession. But during the recession, tourism numbers grew in Ireland. More students came back to study tourism-related programs. Probably the most popular program we currently offer is culinary arts. There is such a demand for chefs globally. So from my perspective, the hotel schools can make such a very positive difference to the ongoing global issue around staff shortages. Many hoteliers, many restaurateurs will tell you they cannot find good staff. So I think as hotel schools, we can make a very significant difference, and we can help and contribute in a positive way.